For Chris Beard at Texas Tech, from one Beard to another, James Harden and the Rockets hosting the Kings. Rockets half game behind Portland for third in the West. They've got much bigger things going on. We'll get to that in a second. But James Harden was just triggered last night. Rockets lead by 4. Second quarter now. Harden, little extra pass, finds him wide open. Houston trails by just 2. Harden on a heater, and you never walk away from a heater. Harden, 7th 30-point half this season. Only Kobe had more in a season with 8. First half line, 31 points, 5 of 11. Rockets lead by 3. Just under 10 minutes to go. Buddy Hield in transition, gets the layup. Good look. Kings down 7. Just over 3 minutes left in the third. Game tied at 83. Harden in the corner. Step back over Fox. Houston in front by 3. Next possession for the Rockets. Harden, look at these fancy handles. Mike D'Antoni would say after the game, it's remarkable what he does, and he does it every night. Paul George, the only player in the NBA who averages more points per game than Harden does through 3 quarters, which, you know what? Guy's a closer, too. Harden's 9th 50-point game this season, tied for 4th most in a season in NBA history, and we've shown him scoring all game. How about this pass? Clint Capella.
Okay. Did anybody want to guard him? Or
No.
Okay.
The defense is irrelevant. Harden finished with a 50-point triple-double. Kings are eliminated from playoff contention, but the Rockets are in play for the first seed in the West, by the way. Top seed, only 3 games behind the Warriors. As for Harden, 18th time in his career, he's dropped 50 points. That passes Elgin Baylor for 4th most in NBA history. Only Wilt, Jordan, and Kobe have more. Harden also recorded his 4th 50 points, 10 assists game of the season. That passed Sultani Archibald and Russell Westbrook for most in a single season in NBA history. In addition to 50 points and 10 assists, Harden also grabbed 11 rebounds. He recorded his 5th career 50 points triple-double. That the most in NBA history.
Still ahead, former Knicks star Kristaps Porzingis is being accused of raping a woman in New York just hours after tearing his ACL last year. This according to the New York Post. Now, the woman reportedly told police Thursday that she waited more than a year to come forward because she and Porzingis discussed a $68,000 payment for her to remain silent. Porzingis' attorney said that they deny the allegations and that they informed the NBA of the matter back in December. Porzingis was traded to Dallas earlier this year, and according to our Adrian Wojnarowski, the teams discussed the issue during a call to finalize the trade.
James Harden and the Rockets keep winning. Harden keeps being better than everybody else. Rockets beat the Kings 119-108, and in the process, Harden recorded his 5th career 50-point triple-double. It was also his 18th career 50-point game, passing Elgin Baylor for 4th most in NBA history. Rockets just 3 games out of the top seed out west.
Matt, there's no chance LeBron James secures a second 50-point game this season because his season is over. The Lakers announcing yesterday he's going to sit out the remaining 6 games of the schedule to aid in the recovery of his strained groin. The Lakers, of course, were eliminated from the postseason for a record 6th straight year.
Sunrise, sunset, taxes, winter in the Northeast, L talking loudly, always. And the Spurs making the playoffs. These things are automatic. The Spurs are in the playoffs for the 22nd straight season, tying the 76ers from the 1950s for the most consecutive playoff appearances in NBA history. Greg Popovich is in his 22nd straight playoff appearance, extending the longest streak by a head coach. Dwayne Wade kissed the Garden goodbye last night, playing in MSG for the final time. A career at the Garden that goes back to college when he was a sophomore. Heat won 192 in a New York City fashion. The fans serenaded Wade with D-Wade chants throughout and after the game. Of the moment, Wade said, quote, "You love." I talk about this all the time in sport. When someone goes back to a place they used to play, it's never the greatest reunion.
Right.
So enter Jimmy Butler, who played 1 season in Minneapolis, returns last night with the Sixers, and the fans let him have it. Now, it gets even worse because Butler gets bumped by Karl Anthony Towns, and he's hurt. And the T-Wolves would score on the other end, and then the fans were clapping and cheering his injury.
Okay, well,
Not sure that's the best way to go about it.
Petty.
But Butler stays in the game, gives him some of that. Sixers up 1. Then Butler again in the second, finishing bucket, foul, Butler 16 points, or 12 points rather. He would hit the free throw. 76ers up 16. Third quarter, Ben Simmons also a nice game. Oh, he's got some sizzle.
Wow.
20 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. Then Tobias Harris. He had a game-high 25 points. Sixers win 118-109. No Joel Embiid last night for the Sixers. They're 7-7 without him. But here was Butler on his return to Minneapolis.
Did you get the reception you basically expected?
A little bit. That wasn't too bad, though, to tell you the truth. A couple boos in there.
Did it affect you in any way at all?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. I missed shots. It's part of the game. But like I always say, you got to find other ways to impact the game. I think I did a decent job with that as well. They was done as soon as I was traded. I'll leave it at that. I'm in a new place now. We're moving forward. I'm moving forward in my career. And I wish everybody here, the organization, the fans, the best of luck.
Right side of road, safe. Left side of road, safe.
Yeah.
In the middle, squish, just like grape. Despite Butler having a bad shooting night, 76ers had a positive point differential when he was on the court. And that has been the theme since acquiring him in November. When Butler's on the court, the 76ers outscoring opponents by over 6 points per 100 possessions. When he's off the floor, they have a negative net efficiency.
Oh, happy day. Kings Rockets. This smells like a 50-plus game for James Harden to me. There's old James, bearded up, cooking from 3 in the first half. Listen, it doesn't matter if he's cooking, he's always shooting. That one goes in, leads to Harden from the wing, a little too much space. It's that one. Houston leading by 7, he had a little casual step back, and then, oh, look, eventually, here's another one for him. Harden. Now the team's 53 all. I mean, I don't know if you notice where we're counting them all. They're all at the same spot. Harden's 7th 30-point half this season. Only Kobe Bryant had more in the season with 8. He had 31 in the first half. Now, he missed one there. He was 7 of 23 from 3, so he wasn't exactly Steph Curry-like. De'Aaron Fox tapped it ahead to Buddy Hield. Kings were down 7. Harden, corner. Golly.
You just said that casually. He took 23 three-pointers.
7 of 23, 17 of 18 from the line. A little crossover. It can be used as a flotation device. You know, Paul George is the only player in the NBA who averages more points per game than Harden does through 3 quarters. Harden's big in the 4th is what we're saying. 3:30 to go. Rockets up 6. Harden knocks down a 3. Again, he shot 23 of those, not to, belabor the point or make sport of it. 9th 50-point game this season, tied for 4th most in a season in NBA history. There's Clint Capella. Oh, look, he got 2 as well. It's a good throw by Harden in this one. He had a triple-double, by the way. 50, 11, and 10. Harden finishes great. Sacramento finishes out of the playoffs again. Can't spell Levy without UFC. Less than 2 weeks to go. NBA regular season. 4 teams for 3 spots in the Eastern Conference. So somebody's not making it right now. That team is the Orlando Magic. Brooklyn at home with the Celtics. KG, Paul Pierce sold separately. Kyrie Irving, civilian clothes, looks very nice, though. D'Angelo Russell on the other side for the Nets. Couple of good guards. Russell taking over in the 3rd. Little mid-range game. Soft. He's an all-star, and that's up by 10. Next possession down. At the elbow, gets it to go. 65-53. I'm digging a little kick the foot out kind of thing. Russell, 20 points in the 3rd. His 2nd highest scoring quarter of the season. But we got 1 quarter left to play. We're into the 4th. Entering Saturday, the Celtics 7-0 on the road. And Gordon Hayward has 15 or more points. Sort of an advanced metric, very important, at least if they're 7-0. Hayward. All right, so he's up to 19. You know what that stat means now?
What?
Zilch.
Oh.
Jason Tatum drives, gets it to Daniel Tyson. Easy. Celtics within 10. Within 10. That's not exactly a one-possession game.
No.
Russell, Joe Harris. Wahoo-wah for Joe Harris. He had 13. Russell had 29. Nets win at 110-96.
John, one day the Knicks will be relevant again, and it'll remind folks what a great basketball town New York City is. Dwayne Wade. More on his night in a moment. He's had some great nights at Madison Square Garden. 2003 draft was held there. He was taken 5th overall. LeBron, Melo, Chris Bosh, notable names taken before Wade. March 15th, 2005, the buzzer beater over Trevor Ariza, giving the Heat the 2-point win. Wade had a game-high 24 in that one. And then January 2007, Heat Knicks, D. Wade, 37. Best night he ever had at Madison Square Garden, at least in a basketball uniform. 10 of 22 from the field in that one. Now back to Saturday, checks into the game. He got a standing ovation. from the New York City crowd, recognizing the great career he had. Nice embrace from his former coach, David Fizdale, who was an assistant in Miami. Close game in the fourth quarter. Heat up by 2. Look who. D-Wade, the floater. And then next possession. Look at that. He's like turning back the clock. 16.7 rebounds. Heat win 100-92. They have won 6 of their last 8. Miami trying to hold off the Magic, who've done it with more smoke and mirrors than Doug Henning at the Flamingo. Orlando a half game back to start the night in Indiana. Third quarter. Bojan Bogdanovic hits the 3. Indiana up by 4 moments later. Darren Collison attacking the basket, still drops the bucket. Collison fired up and wide on. The fourth quarter, Magic within 2. Aaron Gordon, leave him open, and he's going to knock that one down. Orlando up by 1. Moments later, Gordon behind a screen, got it again. Orlando up by 4. Next possession, you would think at some point someone would switch out on 0-0. They do, and he blows right by him. Pacers call time. You got to cool this guy off. Trying to hang around. Collison. He's not your Vetus. He's not my Vetus. He's Demonis. Sabonis to Collison, backdoor layup. Pacers cut the lead to 5, but just seconds to go. DJ Augustine up, under, and in. 23, 10, and 7 from Gordon. 121, 116. The Magic keep pace. So here we go. Pistons, Nets, Heat, Magic all win Saturday, which means they all stay right where they were to start the night. Big loser on the night, the Hornets, who didn't even play. They're 2.5 games back of the 8th place Heat, with sand running out of the clock.
Former Knicks forward Kristaps Porzingis under investigation for allegedly raping a woman in his New York apartment just hours after he sustained a season-ending knee injury in February of last year. That according to the New York Post. The woman reportedly waited until Thursday to come forward because she and Porzingis discussed a $68,000 payment for her to remain silent. An attorney for Porzingis denied the allegations and said the NBA has been aware of the matter for months. And league sources tell Adrian Wojnarowski the Knicks informed the Mavericks of the pending allegation prior to trading him to Dallas in February.
We've got breaking news. LeBron is a Laker.
Lakers forward LeBron James still sounds...
No, it still sounds kind of weird. I'm truly excited about this opportunity.
LA fan base, how do you expect to earn their loyalty?
Huh?
Forward 6'8", number 23, LeBron James.
Hey, anytime y'all fall, stay down. Your brother come pick you up. Let's go!
LeBron mania in full effect. LeBron James injured on this play. You could see him mouth the words, "I felt a pop," and he just went back to the locker room.
Haven't played an NBA game in over a month.
LeBron hasn't even moved.
Things have gone from bad to worse.
LeBron taking it out, throws it and hits the backboard.
The Lakers stink!
If I were the Lakers, I would shut LeBron down.
The legend of LeBron continues. He moves past MJ.
I don't know, man. Out of a lot of stuff that I've done in my career, this ranks right up there at the top.
LeBron with 5 seconds, driving on Azonia. Azonia with the block!
D'Angelo Russell and the Nets officially eliminate the Lakers from playoff contention.
Not the Hollywood ending he was hoping for. The playoffs will begin without LeBron for the first time in 14 years. James played a career-low 55 games this season, averaging a career-low 35.2 minutes per game. Lakers were above 500 one game when he was in the lineup. Though despite the drop in minutes from an individual standpoint, James actually improved on his career scoring, rebounding, and assist numbers and lines on his IMDb page. They were right in line with his final season's points, rebounds, assist numbers in Cleveland. Meantime, no pomp or circumstance Saturday in Minnesota, just a lot of full-throated boos directed at Jimmy Butler. First game back since the breakup. There's Butler, Karl Anthony Towns. He's bumped, he's hurt, I would imagine both physically and emotionally. Minnesota crowd was clapping and cheering after the owie.
Minnesota nice. We
could probably do something better than that as a society, I'll just say that. Then Butler stayed in the game. Next possession, hits a 3. Butler again. Another bucket. We're showing the makes here. He was 4 for 17 from the field in this game. 24% worst for him individually since November of 2016. Sixers up by 13. Ben Simmons, look at that. Whirling dervish. He had 20 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. Just under 5 minutes to go. Philly up 3. Tobias Harris right at Karl Anthony Towns. What a pickup he's been for the Sixers. He had a game-high 25, 118, 109. Philly goes on the road and beats the Wolves.